Mr. Speaker, I yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from New York, Mr. D'Esposito.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Speaker, a little confused by my colleague's comments when he said that members of this side of the aisle were, quote, deathly afraid. No one is deathly afraid. What we are, though, we are in support of my good friend from New York, Mr. Molinaro's Schools Not Shelters Act to safeguard American children and prevent American schools from being forced to bear the burden of the Biden administration's ongoing migrant crisis. I am proud to co-sponsor this important bill that will prohibit schools that receive federal funding from being used as shelters for migrants, which is a misguided policy being advanced by Governor Kathy Hochul, Albany Democrats, and many other progressives across this great nation. Due to the dereliction of duty of Secretary Mayorkas and the overall mismanagement of the Department of Homeland Security by the Biden administration, the United States has seen a record number of migrants cross into this great nation. This deluge has placed a significant, particularly strong strain on sanctuary states, such as New York, where Governor Hochul continues to place the interests of migrants ahead of students who we want to keep safe. The Hochul administration has made housing migrants at schools a priority, a fact that troubles many parents, educators, and students alike. Housing migrants whose histories are murky and intentions unknown at schools from the elementary level to the collegiate level endangers youth learners and puts students in a potentially dangerous situation of interacting with adult migrants in spaces that should be reserved for students. The fact that migrants are currently being housed in school gyms, particularly in New York City, is absolutely ridiculous. And instead of recognizing that this is a problem, Governor Hochul is seeking to expand this policy to SUNY campuses. You see, parents send their kids to school to be a safe zone, and it is incumbent on the federal government to do everything possible to stop it. For this purpose, I support the Schools Not Shelters bill and encourage my colleagues to support this legislation I have co-sponsored. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.
The gentlelady reserves. Recognize the gentleman for Virginia.
Great.